Hi, everyone. Welcome to my talk on strength training, which is what I believe is the key to human health. And whether we're talking about elite human performance or an aging individual, strength training is the key. Strength training is the only form of exercise that will build muscle and strength. So I'm Michael Thomas. I have owned a fitness training company 21 years. I do have a PhD where I studied adaptations from resistance exercise. I'm also a former NANBF Mr. USA, and in which winning that title, I became a WNBF pro and did compete as a pro. I actually have a website. We have an online training business where we provide programming online through an app for my methods, and I also have an on-site training business that we have done again for over 20 years. And then I also have the YouTube channel, a growing YouTube following, and I'm excited to launch into that endeavor this year for the year of 2022. So my mission really is to help people become healthier and stronger through evidence-based resistance exercise. And the resistance training programming that I promote are the ones that actually the exercises and the programming that I've actually done research on, and the interventions are very similar to some of those that we have done research, and I have conducted that research. So the purpose, why, to empower you to improve your health. So why strength training? Well, strength training has a multitude of benefits way beyond the scope of this presentation. I mean, just about every body's physiological systems in the body and in the mind, even the psychology, psychological aspects are benefits of resistance training. But it increases your metabolic rate. The fact that if you have more lean mass or skeletal muscle mass, you're going to have a fasting metabolic rate. And over long-term training, you're going to improve bone density. You're going to decrease the risk of injury in athletes, elite athletes, and elderly, right? So if the muscles are what cause movement and control movement, right? The stronger your muscles are, the more muscle that you have, which strength is related to cross-sectional area to a large degree. And if we improve strength, we improve the size of muscle as well. And then in the aging individual, we see a loss of skeletal muscle mass and strength, and that whole process is called sarcopenia. So again, this is another slide that sort of illustrates some of those things I just talked about. Also with endurance athletes, if you can improve your muscular strength, which you will if you're following a basic resistance training program, your movement efficiency improves. You're able to improve the economy of your running, and a number of studies show that. So again, lean mass maintenance, and improving athletic performance, because strength is related to power. So I think this is a powerful slide. I'm going to spend a few moments here. This slide demonstrates the difference between a 70-year-old. These are two 70-year-olds. Okay, the one on the right is very, very active, and notice this tissue all around. This is the bone, right? Bone, and then this is muscle, and then this is fat. So look at how broad and really large these muscles are in this very active male participant. This is an MRI scan of a cross section of the upper thigh. Okay, so I just think it's amazing. And then look at very little fat there. Okay, and then we have an inactive 70-year-old, right? And then look at the size of the bone mass compared to the bone here. I mean the femur. That would be the femur. And then look at the the muscle tissue, and look how it's really sort of, if I blew that up, it would look sort of stringy. It would, very, I don't know, just, it's really non-uniform. We notice there's sort of little, I guess, sort of, it almost looks like non-functioning muscle, but it's not, and it really is organized as these muscle fibers are. And then, but just notice, I mean, if we were to measure this, and they could do that, but I mean, just look, I mean, really little cross-sectional area mass of this muscle compared to this broad, very broad amount of muscle mass there. Okay. And then notice the fat. I mean, the thickness here of the fat mass. So I think this is a very dramatic image that shows the impact of exercise, right? So exercise is huge. It's the most powerful intervention that you can do for your body to maintain it or even enhance it above and beyond where you could or should be, right? As an aging individual. And I say this often, but it really is all about muscle, right? Because strength training will result in this in a 70-year-old, right? So, I mean, this is it. This is a great slide, and I hope you take the time, maybe freeze it and look at it, freeze the video and look at this. But again, I think this is a dramatic depiction of the impact of exercise and strength training, because strength training, by its very nature, places tension on muscles, and time and time again. I mean, right? I don't know that we need to do research to show that strength training causes the body to build muscle mass and strength. All right. So some real world results here at my training center. Again, this is just, I presented this, I think, in one of my earlier videos. These are, this is just a participant pool of men, women, various experiences. Some are very experienced in strength training, some are not. You notice the age, the average age here was almost 52 years. The time between the first body composition measurement and the last was an average of 5 months. Okay. And the change of their lean mass was about 9 pounds of lean mass. So that's about 2 pounds of skeletal muscle, because lean tissue of your lean mass, the only component of lean mass that's really changing is the skeletal muscle. So the fact is we were able to demonstrate some dramatic changes in lean mass. Again, these were not participants. They were training probably an average of, they were strength training 1 to 2 days per week at less than 30 minutes per session. Some of them were training 1 day per week. I'd say most were training 2 days per week. Okay. And they lost 5.56 pounds of body fat in that same about 5 months. And really, frankly, most of these individuals were not on any sort of diet plan. They were just exercising for their health, right? So this is a kind of a graph that shows that same data, in that their average lean mass was about a little over 148. We improved to almost I guess it was like 140, 157. So anyway, but the increase in lean mass over those 5 months was about 9 pounds. Again, this is just another visual depiction of, and again, the change in mass was about, or change in fat mass was about 5 pounds in the same 5 months. Okay, so the answer, how do we accomplish this? What is the answer? Well, the answer is to start strength training 2 days a week, around 30 minutes, probably less, honestly, less than 30 minutes, 6 to 8 exercises that engage all the muscle mass efficiently. I've designed and found the exercises that I believe most individuals, now there's always people that have various issues, and we do have to assess each person individually and design a program that fits their needs. But in general, 6 to 8 basic exercises performed 2 days per week. Okay. Some of them do split routines. Some of them train the whole body 2 days per week. Okay. And then 2 to 3 days, again, 2 days per week, 2 to 3 days per week of the strength training and a periodized plan. So over time, we do need to alter some of the strength training variables. And that would include how many sets per exercise. I'm not a believer in high number of set totals or extremely low, but I do think there's a range and we need to change that. So we need to periodize that. That just means to alter the sets, also reps. We can do high reps at times. We can do low reps. We need to alter those training variables, but the exercises are something that don't really need to be changed very much. But the sets, the reps per set, rest intervals, we can actually go and alter the speed of each rep. That's a very good variable to change as well. So yeah, with stress and adaptation, we have phases where we increase the amount of volume or stress on the body, and then we follow that with weeks of adaptation. Okay. So, and that's what I've designed in my online training community, is this whole periodization plan that follows these principles to make it really easy. It's just a program that you can follow that will, if you're consistent and you log, the app will allow you to log your sets, your reps, and it will kick out all the data, tell you whether you're improving. It's just an amazing technology. But yeah, strength training 2 days per week, and again 2 to 3, but I think 2 is optimal. And then cardiovascular exercise 2 days per week. And I'm a believer in more higher intensity cardiovascular training, 15 to 20 minutes, where you're really getting the heart rate up. And then on the other days, more of just activity. So at least a 30 to 60 minute walk. Okay. So yeah, there's my email address. That you can contact me. But just to kind of piece and pull this all together. So the prescription really is 2 days per week of about 30 minutes, a little less than 30 minutes of strength training, 2 days per week of cardiovascular exercise, where you're really ramping your heart rate up, you're working hard. And then on the other days, so that would put you at 4 days of your exercise, and then maybe 1 or 2 other sessions of movement, like a 30 to 60 minute walk. Okay. So, I have put all the strength training programming following these periodization principles in the online community on my app. And again, the app walks you through everything. It shows you videos of the exercises. It allows you to substitute exercises. If you're exercising at a facility that you can't do some of the exercises, you can ask questions in the community forum, and I will answer those questions there. I'm more than able to answer your questions and coach you along the way via the message boards. I also have a messaging feature in the app. You record the sets and the weight that you use, and again, it will give you all the data that you have, all your volume, and then again, the program walks you through the number of sets, number of exercises. And it has the periodization principles with a progression in volume and intensity, and then dropping off for an adaptation phase. So yeah, I'm extremely excited to offer this. And again, it alters the training volume, allowing you to really be in a constant state of forcing your body to adapt to something new. But the exercises are founded or based on those basic exercises, but we do alter the sets, the reps, the rest interval of each exercise. But again, the app walks you through everything. You won't have any questions with it, and it's really a dynamic program, one that allows you access to, I think, an awesome training program. So if you're interested, be sure to email me. Talk to you soon.